Hello? Something's not right. Hang on. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can. I couldn't. It was you were coming through my phone and not my headphones, but now I can.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How are you today, lovely man?
I'm good. I'm laughing because...
Simon is laughing because Lee is not quite so good.
Yes.
I have a little bit of a poorly tummy, and I gave him a bit of a scare because I slept through the time we were supposed to talk because I really wasn't feeling very well, and I had to go back to bed. And then I fell asleep quite well, and I'm now sipping ginger ale.
I just I saw that you were doing that because Bob just messaged me just an hour, just 45 minutes after I messaged you going, "Is Lee okay? I just want to, I'm starting to get a bit worried." And I learned that Bob is not necessarily the best person to expect a quick response from.
Or often any response.
Or any response, exactly. So I've definitely...
Something I've long loved about Bob as a concept, but less as a practical being in the world, is she's really not at all wedded to her telephone. She goes out often without it.
Little no. Go on.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we were just talking about this morning about how few people in the world, at least in the I'll say the Western world, these days probably go out ever without their phones. And Lila's one of them. So she's now got a friend called Bob who also does the same thing. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
So what people don't know is that it depends on whether you think there's... I recorded myself for 20 minutes from 11 o'clock this morning. And there's a lot of gaps in there and pauses as I got increasingly anxious because Lee David Miller didn't show up. And I thought, I'll just text him. And then I didn't hear back. And I went, I'll text Bob, and nothing. And I thought, wait, hang on. And then I texted Josh, who checked online to see when you had been last on Instagram. It was last night. I said, I can't think of anything there where both of them wouldn't message me. What conditions? And then I started checking for car accidents around Totnes. And there was been a car had been on fire last night. And I don't know what your car looks like. I don't think it looked like the one that it was was charred. So I've had quite quite a strange experience of catastrophizing. And so it's a bit, I don't know what to say, except, as I say, to learn that Bob, as I started with, is not the person to rely on to respond.
I can only tell you two things. One, I am deeply, deeply sorry that I had a tummy bug overnight, which kept me awake quite a long time. And I really wasn't very well. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. I think people can imagine. And then I just, you know how sometimes when you've been poorly and you suddenly just find yourself going, oh, I've been switched off. It's like just everything, somebody just pulled all the cables out.
Yeah.
You go, boom.
Yeah.
And that happened. Just the cables were pulled.
Except I think what was interesting about that, it was after Josh, I went, who do I contact? I actually messaged one of your colleagues at work who I know and went, strange question. When did you last see Lee? And then I didn't hear back. So I went, oh, it's okay now. I found out. So it was a little moment where both Josh and I were going. Josh is a common friend, by the way. People listening, we're going. Who next? Should we call, the restaurant at Totnes? When did they last see?
They would have said the same thing. Everybody would have said the same thing. Lee was last seen last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bob and I were wandering around the streets of Totnes having a high old time, giggling away. And we were fine, or I was fine. Bob is still fine until about 11 o'clock, and then I wasn't fine.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. But it did get me, you'll hear me kind of going on about that. Think about when the most likely thing, I actually talked through, well, what are the most likely things here? And then the least likely things started to become more likely in my mind. So
I was asleep. Was that at the top of your list?
It was not. It was a long. I didn't even encounter that. But it was because it's because of if it had just been you. I mean, that would have been surprising.
Yeah.
But it was the Boblessness as well, which started making me go, under what conditions would both of them? Because even if like your father had dropped dead, I would have thought a message from either of you saying, "Oh, this is going on," like just brief, doesn't have to be. But I was trying to think, what are the So it was. Anyway, I didn't mean to deflect from talking about police states and potatoes and potatoes. More
interesting, in all honesty, just the catastrophization. It's because Bob just came back in the house because she's been out for a little while and had left her phone, and I explained what was happening, and Bob went, "Oh my God, he's worse than you." And Bob thinks
I'm worse than
yeah. And when Bob thinks that somebody catastrophizes more than me, you know that everybody Bob is definitely going, okay, that's a pathology, because she let me put into context. Bob simply will never think the worst.
Yeah, I in my monologue I mentioned this. I wonder what it's like for people who don't do this.
Bob doesn't do this. Bob you'd go, I haven't heard from such and such a person. No, but I said I haven't heard from them. Yeah, I know, heard. What do you think's happened? I mean, they might be busy. What if they're watching the television and they've just not got their telephone nearby? But I phoned them as well. Well, it might be on silent. But wouldn't the phone wobble on their wrist? The watch wobble. Not everybody has a watch, Lee. And I've done this more than once about my parents.
So because Lil did said, that is worrying. So, and Josh, so everyone, so we're
I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, it's
I
fine.
promise not to be sick again.
It's so fine. It's but yeah, I don't think of myself as a catastrophizer. I really don't. But clearly, there's a little bit of evidence now to indicate that I just might be. I mean,
I think you might be based upon the last hour. I
was thinking, how am I going to publish this 20 minutes of lots of me going, like the sort of descent into anxiety that I'm hoping. No, I'm hoping that you won't put it because it'll be pretty painful.
Probably won't use that.
You might have to cut it. You
Because
might have to cut all the dead air out.
Well, I probably won't put any of it in because I don't want to upset people. Because they won't know at the point that they're listening to it.
Well, no, because you don't have to do it in alphabetical order.
Suppose.
Yeah, you can go. Well, at this point, now here's the perfect opportunity, Lee, for you to just drop in a little bit of no, don't.
I'm going to apparently do a hard pivot
now.
I don't suppose you've been watching Alien Earth, the new TV show.
No, I didn't know that there was one exists called the Alien. Is that based on Alien the film?
Aha.
Oh. Is it good?
So, in the Alien franchise, there is a company that is often referred to just as the company in the first film. And that kind of gets a bit more...
does it get named in the second film, does it?
Yeah, I think it might even be on the written down in places, but
like on the side of the truck of the armored truck they go into when they.
But in the first film they talk about the company and Mother, and there's not any backstory about who Mother is or what Mother, other than she's a computer, or it's a computer, and they're talking about the company, and we know that Ash, the synthetic, works for...
Who's the baddie? Spoiler, in the first film, but not in the second.
1978. Calm down, everybody, if you've not watched it. Yeah, Bishop is the synthetic in the second one.
Bishop, that's right. Actually, you know what? I don't think I must have watched Alien. I mean, I've watched Aliens many times.
Yeah. Well, Aliens is more of an action film than it is a horror film.
Yeah.
It's a scary action film, whereas Alien is definitely a horror film. Properly, like, ooh, it's a haunted house in space. That's how it's famously referred to.
Right.
Anyway, throughout the franchise as it's developed, the company becomes Weyland
Developed
Yutani.
isn't quite right, is it? Because it has gone. It got pretty bad there for a while. I think Alien Resurrection. I think I seem to remember that it was. I don't. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Alien Resurrection is pretty toilet. Absolutely. It goes. Yeah. Interestingly, I can stomach Alien Resurrection a little bit more than I can manage Prometheus.
Oh God, that was a bad film.
Which is just toilet. But all of these films in total connect to this idea of Weyland Yutani, this mega corporation.
It's called what? Weyland
Yutani. Two people. I think it's Peter Weyland, played by Guy Pearce in one of the films, and Yutani so far has been played by two different people because there's two different generations, a granddaughter and a grandmother. But I'm coming to that. In Alien Earth, there are 5 companies, the big 5. I can't remember what they all are.
It's a coincidence.
They've been named. And Noah Hawley, who was the person who did the Fargo TV show, and he also did a TV show called Legion. He does really good TV shows.
Called what?
He's called Noah Hawley.
No, but Legion is the name of the TV.
Legion. Yeah. Which is
never heard of that either.
It's supposed to be like an X-Men comic book show, but it's not. That would sound like it would put you off. Trust and believe it's nothing like that. It's just really good TV. Anyway, and it's tangentially connected to some Marvel characters, but it's not really about that. It's about.
This is where I start glazing over in terms of the connections between, because I just don't have enough of that those cultural references.
And glaze over because it's it's shit but the TV shows. Anyway, he's taken on Alien and he's made this TV show, Alien Earth, and it's about lots of things. But I think if it's about anything, it's about techno-feudalism. It's about the idea that these conglomerates, excuse me.
Is it ginger ale?
Yeah, ginger ale, doing its job.
Oh, Lee Miller, I'm so sorry for your poor little stomach. But also,
too.
Almost worth it for a bit of ginger ale? No, not quite, is it?
You know what?
It's quite the trade.
I'm allowed to drink ginger ale whenever I want.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to wait till I feel well.
Point. I would never, but under those circumstances, now I feel like get your strength back, boy.
So, broadly, it's about techno-feudalism, exploring these 5 companies that own the Earth. So there's a place called, is it like, I can't even remember where it is. It's New something. Maybe it's New Singapore. Anyway, wherever. And
New Zealand. Where all the techno-feudalists buy property to escape Armageddon. Peter Thiel, I'm looking at you, motherfucker.
See, did we record?
I think we did.
Or was that just a conversation that we had?
Oh, good question.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Anyway, big spaceship lands in the middle of this, kills thousands and thousands of people, knocks down some buildings. But the important thing is that there are aliens on the spaceship, and there's the spooky trying to catch the aliens. There's the aliens doing murdery things. That's all happening. But then there's also the boardroom stuff. I think you'll find it's my property. Well, it's on my land. So, and it's just like, what the jing? It feels so stark because there are no governments involved. It's just companies, and they go into arbitration. They don't go to war, and it's all just bleak as all heck.
And is it hooked you? Like, could you stop watching it, or is it something you really?
No, absolutely not. Because it's superb television. It's really, really good, scary, and thought provoking. And I'm not here to sell a TV show because I am hopefully going to pivot soon. Another hard pivot to K-pop Demon Hunters, because that's a long time overdue piece of homework.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's great. But it just, when you were talking there about techno-feudalists, I was thinking, is that... Oh, yeah, no, I think lots of people are in agreement that that's the direction of travel that we're going in. It's already there.
We're already there. I don't think there's any question that's... certainly, I mean, I think, and I don't know whether the Western world, I use that term very, I mean, we'd say the global north, but it's not quite a hemispheric thing. It's a little bit different from that. It's, there's that old thing of first world, third world. Oh, lovely. And, but it does make, it's so fucking broken. And I don't know, but it does occur to me as you're talking that, part of, most of that information I'm getting, of course, is because I follow RSS feeds, which are mostly tech. Not mostly, but there's a lot of them which are tech oriented, and so I get snippets of news. So, for example, about the court, the legal outcome regarding the antitrust case against Google, and so I have stuff about that. Which is clearly current news, but I don't have it much other context. So I get snippets like that, but it is filtered through that kind of stuff. Although it's not algorithmically served, that's the difference. I've chosen to follow particular blogs who have RSS, which I can follow their RSS feeds. So, but still, it does reveal something about the difference in our lives, meaning you and me, where the things that are hot or become hot in your life are very different from the things that become hot in my life, just because of our online lives are so different. No judgment there. I don't really mean that. But they're very different in that respect.
Oh no, absolutely, they are very different. I am being served a constant diet of new trousers and genocide. That's pretty much it.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's. My algorithm is so difficult to manage. Oh. No, that's not entirely true. It also is then interrupted by some Portuguese stuff. So there will be, every now and then, somebody singing fado, or there will be somebody telling me that there's a gallery opened, or a new restaurant, or a horrifying funicular crash. But those are the things that will interrupt the usual diet of trousers and global terrorism.
Yeah, the funicular thing, we'll get back to this other thing, but the funicular thing is interesting because you were the person that told me about that. I hadn't heard about it. And that then just that afternoon in one of my feeds, which is an Italian news site, and was talking about that. So I would have got there in the end. But you were going to talk about, that is a weird pivot to K-pop Demon Hunters.
I just wonder if you've done your homework.
I have indeed done my homework. Curious. I imagine we're probably the only podcast in the world that has makes some mention of K-pop Demon Hunters. But I want to start with. We should get into this quickly because I want to.
We'll just pull the plaster off.
Yeah, I want to start with you. Your text message from memory was like, "You must watch." It was strongly worded. It wasn't. I was thinking. It wasn't. There was nothing English about it. You were like. It was as if you were saying greatest film ever.
I mean, I would definitely put it in the top 5.
You set expectations quite high for me. Also, you set them quite high for me, knowing the kind of taste I have in films.
I know, but also you should remember.
Go on.
You should remember that my taste in films mean that if I say something is the best film ever, you're not going to like it.
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I really had a great time. I started off. I think I told you I started off in watching an Italian version.
Yes,
so
you did.
Italian subtitles, Italian dubbed as well, and then in the songs they'd switch into English, and I was like, and then because I wouldn't notice that they'd switched to New English, I just go, wait, what? And then, and then I found an English version, which I think was probably better. So that's clearly translated from. It was original sound and then subtitled in English, except for the songs, which are sung in English.
And Korean, because it's in both.
Yes.
English and Korean.
Oh, yes, of course, songs, yes, of course.
Some of them are all in Korean.
Yeah. So tell me why it's so good for you. What is it about that film that really just, like, all those buttons that you've got all over your body, it seemed to push all of them at the same time?
So,
I'm just thinking of buttons on your body now.
It's interesting, because as we were talking before, I've lifted up my T-shirt and I've just been rubbing my tummy and going, oh, it feels really hard. Is there something wrong with me?
Oh,
my God, what's going on with my tummy? Everything feels really hard. And I just remembered, they're called muscles. It's fine. You don't have to worry about it. I get quite anxious about things. So, you catastrophize. I'm pressing into my abdominal muscles going, I think, oh, there's a mass here. There's something really hard. Yeah, Lee, it's your abdominal wall. My epididymis is a lot lower and I don't go pressing that. Thank you. Have I ever told you about the time I had epididymitis?
Yeah, you have actually told it on this very podcast as opposed to your other podcasts.
It turned out to be a varicocele. There we go. Anyway.
Yeah, listen to episode...
the one about
just
Lee's
look up
balls.
That's what we could do. Every episode we could say, the one about. Wouldn't that be a good idea?
I think it's been done.
I think it might have been done.
So
insert the theme song to Friends here. Just the opening bar. That's it. Good.
But if I'm going to be inserting songs, I'm sure I would prefer to insert Golden here.
Is that from K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah. So why does it press the buttons? I think it presses my buttons because it starts in media res. It's like, boom, straight away there is something happening. You've not got a particularly big build-up. The origin story is dealt with in flashback of maybe 20 seconds. We understand what Huntrix are so quickly, and then we are in the middle of a concert. It's high energy. There's like lots of fans waiting for the Huntrix to come on stage, and then Bobby phones up, where are you? And then we're on a plane and they're eating sushi. What's not to love about three girls eating sushi and waiting for their ramen to be ready?
And it then turns out there are monsters
on a plane.
Demons.
Exactly. And they fight demons on a plane and sing about it, and that's all before the title credits. And then when they finish that fight and they land on the stage, it just goes boom, K-pop Demon Hunters. And I just think there is nothing that is going to pull me in more than immediate action
and sushi,
friends working together, irreverence of sushi and carb loading,
and sushi and what and
carb loading, and a song.
That's right.
A really, really good song. It's like, we have to carb load for the fans. Everything about it was just so... and then what else gets me? You've got a funny, weird blue tiger that sinks through the floor, knocks over a plant pot, and then spends
multiple
about
times
30
trying
seconds
to pick it up. Trying to
put it.
That was an amazing moment, wasn't it? That was so, actually, dare I say it, so Southeast Asian in terms of the kind of that detail and the kind of what's that word when you talk about the kind of levity, the sort of playfulness of that kind of humor is just beautiful.
And it does. And what I loved about it is what I sometimes find a little bit sad about comedic beats in action type films, and they're at somebody's expense. The comedic beats tend to have kind of like a mean undercurrent. They're at somebody's expense, and they. And also the rule of three tends to get applied. What I loved about this is it was just so
What's
ridiculous.
The rule of three?
It went on for, you do it one time, you do it a third time, you do it one time, second time, the third time is where you get the laugh. So it's like rule of three.
Right.
Whereas this, it's just like he keeps knocking it over and trying to put it up, knocking it over, and it goes beyond. I mean, there's a beautiful, Grover in Sesame Street.
Of course, I know Grover from Sesame Street.
So in 1974...
Do his voice.
I'm not sure I'm able to do Grover's voice today.
I just can't... It's really high, isn't it?
And no, I can't do it. Oh, that really hurt my tummy.
Is Grover the one that has the little hat? No, different. Who's the one
Grover is
in the Muppets?
The one that has the little hat.
Who's the... Who's that one? In the Muppets. Fozzie Bear. Fozzie Bear! Okay,
I can't do Fozzie, but
Grover.
I can do Kermit's voice without making myself.
Grover's
feel
got
sick.
Grover's got blue skin, hasn't
Hey, Piggy. The
Incredible
Fozzie.
Stop.
So,
what do you think of it so far?
Grover has, I think, purpley blue fur.
Yeah.
And in 1974, he told us about the concept of near and far. Really famous. In fact, Bob and I have written an extended, deep,
academic analysis
description. Yeah, we have. We've written a thick description of
I might
Grover.
have read a bit of it.
It's perfect. Not the writing. Well, actually, I think it's pretty good. It's a perfect piece of of TV. And the reason for me is it goes into the absurd because it doesn't abide by the rule of three. It pushes something past it being funny.
That is a Muppets kind of thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're into this thing where you're just thinking, when is this going to end? And then it becomes funny because it hasn't ended. And that's what, and it's quite interesting because modern audiences sort of struggle, I think, quite a lot with that idea that you don't get the payoff. And I just loved seeing the tiger knock over the plant pot and knock over the plant pot and knock over the plant pot and keep trying to put it up and no, it's okay, I can do that. No, leave it, I'll do it. No, just gonna. So what? It's things like that. And also, I think it's, spoiler alert for Cane Pop Demon Hunters, for people who haven't seen it, stop listening now, go and watch it and then come back. It's the fact that although there is a sacrifice that is heteronormative, ultimately the love story is between three girls. And I think it's beautiful. It's about friendship and it's about knowing how to learn to trust one another. Oh, God.
So and also of course it's about shame and vulnerability. In the way in which we present ourselves and and otherness and all the sort of major themes of this particular podcast. Frankly,
the in this instance,
you're making me enjoy it
masking.
More in hindsight. Which isn't that a weird? That's a weird phenomenon, isn't it? You can talk about something and go, I think I like that more than I did when I was watching it. I mean, I did. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed it, but it's not my top 5. Oh, I take myself far too seriously.